oldest known secret code was used in ancient Egypt. Over 4,000 years ago, an Egyptian scribe carved a message using unusual hieroglyphs that weren't normally used in everyday writing. It wasn't necessarily meant to be a secret, but rather to add mystery or importance to the message, an early form of encryption. Historians believe the coded text was meant to impress or confuse people who weren't trained in reading those symbols. This shows that even in ancient times, people understood the power of keeping information hidden or making it harder to understand. What hidden secret codes do you know? Ancient Chinese used knots instead of writing to send secret messages. Long before paper and ink, ancient Chinese and Incan civilizations used a system of knotted cords called qipu to store and transmit information. Different types of knots, strings, lengths, and colors helped encode numbers, and possibly even messages. Historians believe qipu may have been used for census records, taxes, or even secret military message. But because no one has fully cracked their meaning, they remain a mystery. If qipu was a form of writing, it could be one of the world's only known non-written writing systems. The Voyic Manuscript might be a giant prank from 600 years ago. The Voyic Manuscript is a mysterious book believed to be from the 15th century, filled with strange symbols and drawings of plants that don't exist. Written in an unknown language or code, no one has been able to decipher it since its discovery in the early 1900s. Some scholars believe it could be an old medical or alchemy book, while others think it was a medieval hoax, possibly created to trick a wealthy buyer into paying for a secret knowledge book. Despite decades of research and even AI analysis, its meaning remains unknown, making it one of the greatest unsolved puzzles in cryptology. Polish mathematicians helped crack the Nazi secret code before Turing. The Enigma machine was a super advanced encryption device used by the Nazis in World War II. It changed codes daily, making it almost impossible to crack. However, Polish mathematicians had already broken versions of the Enigma machine's code in the 1930s. Before World War II started, Poland shared their findings with Britain and France. This gave Alan Turing and his team at Bletchley Park a huge head start, when they later developed their famous code-breaking machine, which helped shorten the war and save millions of lives. A secret code might lead to a buried treasure, but no one can solve it. The Beale ciphers are a set of 3 encrypted texts from the 1800s, supposedly containing directions to a hidden treasure of gold, silver, and jewels worth millions of dollars. Only one of the 3 ciphers was cracked, revealing a general location in Virginia in the USA. However, the other 2 ciphers, one of which supposedly gives the exact location of the treasure, remain unsolved. Some believe the whole thing is a hoax, while others are still trying to crack the code in hopes of striking it rich. What do you think? Future secret codes could be impossible to hack. Most codes today can eventually be cracked with enough computing power, but quantum cryptography could change that forever. It uses the strange laws of quantum mechanics to make encryption keys that are impossible to crack. One key idea in quantum cryptography is that if someone tries to spy on a message, the quantum particles change, making the spying attempt obvious. Governments and tech companies are racing to develop this technology, which could create the most secure communication in history. People used the Bible to send secret messages in World War II. During World War II, spies and soldiers needed a way to send secret messages without fancy encryption machines. Some of them used the Bible as a one-time pad, a type of unbreakable code system. A message might say something like, Matthew 5:13, third word, and the receiver would check that verse in the Bible to find the correct word. Since Bibles were common, they were a perfect tool for hiding messages in plain sight. That's just the tip of the iceberg. Julius Caesar invented one of the first ciphers. Roman general and ruler Julius Caesar needed a way to send secret messages to his military commanders without enemy spies understanding them. he created a simple system now called the Caesar Cipher, where each letter in a message is shifted forward in the alphabet. For example, if A equals D, then hello would become KHOOR. This method was effective at the time, but today it's very easy to crack. Despite its simplicity, modern encryption still uses similar shifting techniques, combined with complex algorithms to create secure codes. The first digital encryption was used during World War I. Long before modern computers, the Germans developed the ADF-GVX cipher during World War I, which was one of the first encryption methods designed for radios. It used a mix of letter substitutions and grid patterns to scramble messages. French cryptanalyst Georges Painvin worked day and night for weeks to crack the code, before eventually succeeding. His breakthrough allowed the Allies to intercept German messages, and played a major role in winning a key battle in 1918. One mystery down, 1,000 to go. A Soviet spy hid codes in microdots. During the Cold War, Soviet spies found clever ways to smuggle secret messages without carrying obvious documents. One of their most ingenious tricks was the use of microdots, tiny dots containing entire pages of text, which were shrunk down using special photography techniques. These microdots were often hidden inside everyday objects, like postage stamps, book pages, and even untyped letters. Since they were too small to be seen with the naked eye, they were almost impossible to detect unless someone knew where to look. Some codes are hidden in music. Steganography is the art of hiding messages within something ordinary. And one of the coolest examples is musical cryptography. Throughout histories, composers have hidden secret messages in their sheet music by using notes that correspond to letters or symbols. During World War II, spies even experimented with encoding messages within music scores, knowing that an enemy would not suspect a harmless-looking song to contain military intelligence. Today, digital versions of this technique could allow people to hide information inside MP3 files. Love cool cryptic facts? You're in the right place. A 13-year-old girl helped crack the world's most complex code. During World War II, a teenage girl named Joanne Clark showed an extraordinary talent for solving puzzles. She was recruited to work alongside Alan Turing at Bletchley Park, where she played a crucial role in deciphering the Enigma machine's code. Despite her genius, Clark was often overlooked because of her gender. However, her contributions were essential to breaking the Nazi codes, saving millions of lives, and shortening the war. She later became a famous cryptologist, proving that intelligence can shine through against all odds. Invisible ink and George Washington's spy network. George Washington wasn't just a general. During the American Revolution, he established a spy ring known as the Culper Ring. One of their coolest tools? Sympathetic ink, a kind of invisible ink that only appeared when treated with heat or a special chemical. Agents would write between the lines of a normal letter using this invisible ink. Heat or certain solutions like ferrous sulfate would reveal the hidden message. This was 18th century covert ops at its finest. Mary, Queen of Scots, and the cipher that got her executed. Mary Stuart, Queen of Scots, was imprisoned in England for nearly 20 years for being a potential threat to Queen Elizabeth I. During that time, she plotted to assassinate Elizabeth and replace her on the throne. Mary used a substitution cipher, letters replaced by symbols, to communicate with conspirators in what became known as the Babington Plot. Elizabeth's spy master got hold of the messages and had a cryptanalyst crack them. He even forged a postscript in one of Mary's letters to further incriminate her. The deciphered letters directly implicated Mary in the plot, and she was executed in 1587. So, one cracked code literally changed the course of British history. Follow for more cryptic curiosities.